This is Passengers United.
Well, Cuddy, that suspect is considered armed and dangerous. We'll get more into him in just a moment. First off, let me set the scene for you here. If anyone is taking the subway down here to Lower Manhattan and needs to take the Canal Street subway station, the good news is it is reopened. There is a bigger police presence out here, as you might imagine, because of that shooting, but things are once again opening and flowing. The shooting happened on board a subway train as it was headed in to this particular station. Let's jump over to the video. The shooting itself happened very early this morning. We're talking 1 a.m. on board the N train as it was headed southbound here into Lower Manhattan at Canal Street and Broadway. Some say the shooting actually took place as the train itself was crossing over the Manhattan Bridge. Witnesses told us that as the train was just kind of getting over here to the station itself, two men got into a heated argument. Police tell us things drastically escalated when the suspect pulled a gun on the victim and shot him in the chest. Other passengers, this is where it gets really scary, they were stuck, shut in the train because the train was still moving. They couldn't get out. They were trapped with this gunman, nowhere to hide. Some witnesses said they were terrified that they would become the shooter's next victim. The suspect then bailed from the train once it stopped and ran away. Officers still looking for him. The man who was shot taken to the hospital in what police described as stable condition. Now, all this comes less than 24 hours before, right after Mayor Eric Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul were celebrating a decrease in subway crimes. In the past several months, 1,200 more police officers have been added to patrol the subways, and that's led to major crimes being down 31% so far in 2023. Unfortunately, as we know, officers, they can't be everywhere all at once, and there wasn't an officer in this particular train car able to stop the gunman. Several riders who saw this morning's shooting and all unfold say they're not sure if they'll ever feel completely safe on the subway again. Have a listen.
It's way too early to celebrate, and we need to make the message clear that the job is not done. People might say that they might feel safer in the subways, but that doesn't necessarily make it so. Look at what happened just this past morning. Someone was shot in the chest on a subway, and we've had other incidents in the past. We've had, just like a week or so ago, someone was fatally pushed onto the tracks.
Tonight we are still working with the NYPD to see if we can get some kind of surveillance video that shows this suspect and identifies them. As of right now, literally the only information kind of they're giving us is that the suspect is in his 30s and again, armed and dangerous. So there is still more to this story. Stick with us as we continue to follow it for you all. For now, live in Lower Manhattan, Steve Cooge, Pix 11. Guide for us as usual.
Sure, my name is Season Cat, H is an house, A is an apple, R is in rain, L is in light, E is a tag, O is an orange, F is navel, and then there's Susan, E is a dog, S is in school, O is an orange, U is in union, Z is a zebra, A is an apple.
And your president with your position again?
Passengers United. I'm the president and founder.
All right. So this the shooting that happened early this morning comes 24 hours after we had Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams talking about the improvements they've made on subway safety. What's your kind of take on all that?
I'm just outraged. And, you know, the shooting happened last night on a crowded train. There were terrified people on that train. There was no communication. I was told this happened on the Manhattan Bridge. Obviously, there's a lot of details we don't know yet, but it's just scary. Mm-hmm. This could have been any one of us. And they shot him in the chest. He could have died.
And when these shootings happen, I mean, it's always what? It's a Friday night, you know, people are going out having a good time, maybe alcohol involved, and then all those people start arguing, and then someone pulls a gun to make a point.
I don't know. We don't know what happened. All we know is the shots were fired on that train, but there's too many people carrying guns in our city. And where are our elected officials? They need to tighten the laws. You know, right now, like I've been saying, the subway is on a state of emergency. No one is listening to us at Passengers United. I don't know what more it's going to take for our elected officials in the city to wake up, especially Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams and our state assembly and state legislature. Get your act together, and, you know, we shouldn't have people with guns on the subway.
We had the mayor and the governor yesterday. They were kind of celebrating what they say was an improvement in crime. Crime is down a little more than 20%. Arrests are up about, I think they said 68%, and they've added 1,200 new police officers. But obviously, you know, maybe they need to find other tactics because you can't have officers everywhere all at once, right? Like, what do you think about
Right,
that?
because last night, I rode the subways last night. For 3 hours, I was doing a subway tour last night. And it just so happened that this incident happened. But we did see police at the platforms. But if you look at what happened in 96th Street over a week ago, there were police officers there when the man was pushed on the tracks and fatally died. So obviously, if we're just using the police to keep the situation under control, at this point, how long is that going to work for? Because you have to strengthen the laws. Are we just going to keep doing this? And look at the police overtime that's being spent. You know, you have people out here with knives, with guns, and we don't even know if this was a self-defense case. You know, maybe the guy was trying to defend himself, we don't know. But it's a scary predicament because more people could have been killed on that subway train than bullet have gone and hit other people. That's what I'm worried about.
Charlton, thank you for talking to us. You taking notes? All right. When do I meet Jack then?
You can interview
Yeah, you can interview me now. Why not?
All right, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
He's doing a lot of work. He's doing a lot of hard work.
I'll switch.
Here.
I'll just get over here. I know we're getting a lot of.
It's on?
Yeah, it's on. It's been on.
We weren't even expecting an extra person.
I know. What an honor.
Well, Jack, can I get you to say spell your name quickly, too?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Jack, J as in Jaguar, A as in Alpha, C as in Charlie, K as in Kite. My last name is Nierenberg. That's N as in November, I as in India, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, E as in Echo, N as in November, B as in Bravo, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, G as in Golf, and I'm the Vice President of Passengers United.
So why was it important for you guys to come out here today, Jack? Why do you think this is, on a Saturday, to be here to be talking about this?
Well, for one thing, as my colleague said earlier, this must be a wake-up call, and just another reminder to our elected officials, and notably our mayor and governor, who were just at the Fulton Street station, pretty much celebrating the decrease in crime based on numbers that I would have to check for myself. But it's way too early to celebrate, and we need to make the message clear that the job is not done. People might say that they might feel safer in the subways, but that doesn't necessarily make it so. Look at what happened just this past morning. Someone was shot in the chest on a subway, and we've had other incidents in the past. We've had, just like a week or so ago, someone was fatally pushed onto the tracks. And let's not forget the 11 other murders that we saw in the subway system last year.
Perfect, Jack. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well done, man.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Got a knack for this, huh?
Yeah.
You might have a future in this business after all, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see. One thing I do want to say as well, if you're still rolling,
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hold on, give me a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And go.
Yeah, what else did you want to say, Jen?
So one thing I want to say is that Passengers United, we released recently our Subway Safety Second Initiative, and basically what that is a series of educational social media posts, short videos, and I'm actually working on a school assembly program for high school kids to pretty much, the end goal of this program is not to educate people like how to stay safe in the subway system, but also for them to really incorporate these tips into their daily habits so that they don't become complacent. And one thing that we are going to be releasing soon is, as part of that program, what to do if, for some reason, the scene becomes unsafe. Like, let's say in this situation where someone had the gun. There was one instance, I think it was last month, where I was in a subway car. These two people were arguing. One of them had a knife in their hand. How do you get out of that situation safely? And what I'm going to teach people is we're calling it Save Your Scalp, which is, and SCALP is an acronym that pretty much stands for silence, composure, alertness, logic, and promptness. And that'll all be explained. But it's really important in these situations where the scene suddenly becomes unsafe, how do you get out of it effectively? Stay silent, composed, alert, use your logic as to how to get out of the situation, and prompt. Be prompt as to make sure you're getting out of this.
Yeah.
Good to know. That's also good to have that we can add on to that. I appreciate it. All right. Looks like you got some other people to talk to here now, huh?
We're pleading with the mayor and the governor and all of our elected officials to really make transit safety and mental health a priority. But at the same time, what we're doing is we're educating transit riders on how to stay safe in the subway system. It's called our Subway Safety Second Initiative. And among other things, we're going to be releasing a new social media post. We're on social media. We're getting videos on YouTube. I am working on a school assembly program as well. But one thing we are going to be making clear is, let's say the scene becomes unsafe, like we saw on the subway car here. I've been in situations like that. Someone pulled a knife in a subway car just a month ago. How do people exit from that situation in a way that is going to prevent them from getting into even more danger? And that's what we're calling the Savior Scout, which SCALP is an acronym. So basically what that means is it's really important when someone gets into a situation like this for them to stay silent, composed, alert, make sure they're aware of their surroundings. They're thinking logically, how do I get out of this situation? And prompt, get out of there as quickly as possible.
All right, but tell me from you personally, not as a speaker as Passenger United, you personally, how do you feel when you enter a subway?
Well, it really depends on the time and day, of course. I mean, there are other situations where it might become less safe, like at night or during the middays when not as many people are riding the subway. But it's always important, and that's something that I've learned from working at Passengers United and just the subway in general, the lifelong New Yorker, to really just remain alert, make sure you're aware of your surroundings, and if something happens where it becomes unsafe, knowing what to do is key.
What do you want to see change so it's gonna be safer?
Well, for one thing, what we really need to make clear to all of our elected officials is the subways are not safe, despite what people might be saying or what this data that we're not really sure at this point where it comes from is suggesting. But at the same time, we really want to make it clear that many of the people who have been committing these crimes, getting into these situations, are mentally ill. We need a greater emphasis on the mental health crisis in the subway system. And it's just unacceptable what's been going on. We were promised the deployment of 400 social workers last year. We haven't seen them. That needs to be addressed immediately.
And your full name, please?
My full name is Jack. That is J as in Jaguar, A as in Apple, C as in Charlie, K as in Kite. My last name is Ehrenberg. That's N as in November, I as in India, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, E as in Echo, N as in November, B as in Bravo, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, G as in Golf. And I'm the Vice President of Passengers United.
Perfect.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
they gotta get on the air because we're on their way. Yeah.
Mike, that was great.
Thank you.
Without the mask.
Okay, I got you.
That is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this.
Be careful because they're stealing things.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, is the light on? No. But I actually don't need. It's better with light. It's better with light.
You don't want to go on the platform. Do you want to go on this side by that turnstile over there? Because you can get the.
Well, you know what? If we
you have a
That's
pretty.
better actually.
yeah,
that
then
angle.
let's do it
Yeah.
without the microphone.
No, we can use the microphone.
Okay.
All I'm saying is this angle is better because the turnstile's right there.
Yeah. There's less people though.
Can you come to me from here
Okay.
and walk around and tell me what happens by walking around?
Okay. So earlier this morning, on a Q train, on a Q's and Quincy train coming from Brooklyn, a man was shot fatally in the chest.
Okay.
Am I looking into the camera? Oh, you?
Okay. So let's go to the, shall we go to the platform?
Yeah, this way.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, that's where the two platforms.
I don't have it.
Okay. Do we need our Metro cards to swipe in? You know what, I'll open it.
I have mine.
Okay.
Will I open for you? But I need to film you going through.
Yeah. So Jack, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, she has to follow us. So you be behind her or in front of her, so you can.
Swipe you in?
Yeah, right. Okay, so you need me swiping in. Okay. That's why. We're just standing there to do a press interview. Because last night, that's when the thing happened on the street train, the shooting. We're good.
Stay here.
Yeah. We're good. Come on. There's no trains here. All trains on that side. Yeah. Up front there is only upstairs on our platform. What is it? It's on the Romeo platform. You see the sign that comes right there. That's the upper level R. Alright. So I think this angle, the shooting happened, I think on the platform. See, this is good right here?
Yes.
Or do you want to get an angle?
No,
on the
here's
platform?
also
New train is upstairs, no service. New train is upstairs.
okay. So do this, hold this for a second, and then actually go. All right, this is good. This is good. Hold on, like this.
Or like
No. I want to have the.
this. Now?
Yeah. We have to go closer to the Canal Street side because that's hold on. Here, stop. Now, mask.
Oh yeah, put it on.
All right. And then a little bit lower the microphone. Yeah. No, a little higher. I want. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Good. All right. So when did this? Do you know what time it happened last night and what exactly happened?
So this happened actually like around 1 a.m.
Wait,
what-
I don't want the hand so lower like this.
So this happened around 1 a.m. this morning. What we understand is a man was fatally shot in the chest at the Canal Street station where we are right now. It happened, we believe, over the Manhattan Bridge while the train was over the bridge. And then by the time the train got over here, the police came on, and they were able to take the person to the hospital.
And so, how do you feel about this happening? Because there was a lot of police out there. We walked around. It looked safe, and it didn't look very unsafe. And then the MTA said it wouldn't be safe. The subway is safer. So, how do you feel that this is happening?
So, what I told you last night is it depends where the police are. The police cannot be everywhere. And this happened in the subway car. So there were horrified witnesses who saw this. People are shaken up. And that guy could have shot more people, and we still don't know if the guy's going to survive right now. He's in the hospital. So we pray and hope that the man survives.
And did they find the perpetrator?
No. As far as I know, they didn't find him.
So he's still on there, still some shooter on the loose.
There's a shooter on the loose, that is correct.
Okay. So what would you say to everybody, all the strap hangers here in New York?
Whenever you're riding the subway train, always be by the conductor. Because if there's a shooting, the conductor can radio faster, you can get help faster, and the conductor might have been able to open the door to let the passengers escape to another car. Because on this train, where the shooting happened, on the Queens and Quincy train, it's an older R46 train model, and the doors between the cars are locked. So that means if there's an active shooter or an explosion, you're trapped in that car because the doors are locked between the cars.
Okay, perfect. Good. That was great. Super. Wonderful.
Okay.
Super. And now, is there anything we can still see from last night?
Yeah, let's look.
Okay,
Let's walk
I
around.
follow you and we do
Yeah.
some action things. All right. And
So,
action.
let's see. be careful because this is actual platform. There's no trains on this platform.
All right, if you need the Q train, go upstairs.
No trains.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to date with Passengers United, please subscribe and follow us on social media. Learn more about us at passengersunited.org.